You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Kidd versus Rawlings.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Mr. Kidd, you say Ms. Rawlings is...
I've never seen this. Never seen it. Don't know what's going to happen, so we blind reacting to this right now. Because I thought there is a genre for it, but I have to find another place to find them. To find all of them together, because TikTok not working. But I know I could find it. No question.
Is a manipulative user who convinced you that you were the father of her son, Nathaniel, then changed her mind when someone better came along. You and your mother say Ms. Rawlings' mind games have wreaked emotional havoc on your family, and you are 100% positive you are her son's father. Ms. Rawlings, you say Mr. Kidd is fully aware he is not Nathaniel's father, as he himself told you he cannot have children. You say Mr. Rawlings and his mother are two desperate people who convinced themselves Mr. Kidd is your son's father, and you intend to prove them wrong today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kidd, why are you so convinced you are Nathaniel's father?
Well, Your Honor, when this first started off, she came to me and told me that he was mine. She was sending me letters when I was gone.
And so you were waiting.
That baby looked like him. No funny shit. That could be her type, but that baby looked like him. Excuse me, we about to see. That baby look like him.
When she found out she was pregnant.
I was away about a month after. I went away a month after she found out she was pregnant.
Okay. And did you tell him it was his child, Ms. Rawlings?
No, Your Honor. How it happened was we met through a mutual friend, and I didn't know anything about Mr. Kidd starting off. My mutual friend ended up leaving, and the situation that I was in, I didn't have anywhere to go. And that's how me and Mr. Kidd ended up having relations, because I was staying with him. But as, everything progressed and everything started off, somehow another female came into the picture, and...
So what we saying is, you was living with boy and compensating. Okay. Ain't no judging. All right, let's go.
I went off and did my own thing and was dealing with him and another gentleman also around the time that I conceived my child. So
what was your relationship with this man like?
We were in a serious relationship, and I was actually at some point, once I left from being around Mr. Kidd, that I was actually staying with him.
So how often were you with Mr. Kidd, and how often were you with the other guy?
Pretty much going back and forth, because I was staying with him and I was leaving from being with Mr. Kidd to going with him and coming back to Mr. Kidd.
Did you tell him, Ms. Rawlings, that he was Nathaniel's biological father?
No, ma'am.
You never told him that?
No, ma'am.
You just told him you were pregnant, and then somehow he assumed he was the father?
When I found out I was pregnant, Mr. Kidd told me himself that he had some type of rare form blood disease and that me and his child would die if I was pregnant by him.
Oh, he had a rare blood disease.
No.
And if he got you pregnant, the baby would not be able to be carried full term?
Your Honor, it's not a rare blood disease. I am AORH negative, and he is ARH negative. If she's RH positive and doesn't get the necessity shot during the pregnancy, it could prevent her from having future children, or that child could pass away.
Okay, so Mr. Kidd, did you ever tell Ms. Rawlings you didn't believe you could have children?
Yes, ma'am. I informed her of the situation because I'm typically in a long-term relationship. I've never had any kind of hiccups, any thinking that they might be pregnant, any slip-ups. No.
You've never gotten anyone pregnant?
No, ma'am.
And Ms. Jenkins, when did you find out about the baby?
It was approximately the mid of August of 2016.
And at that time, were you aware that your son was in a relationship with Ms. Rawlings?
No.
We've never been in a relationship.
So it wasn't just a sexual relationship?
No, ma'am. We were just, she just needed somewhere to stay. So I was just looking out for her, and it just became a sexual encounter.
It was an encounter?
No.
More than one, but, you know.
So that's what we call a sexual relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a form of a relationship where you have sex, but you have no commitment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Ms. Jenkins, how do you find out about the baby?
I got a phone call from my daughter, and she said, Mom, you need to look at this picture. Sent me a picture of the baby. I was like, who got my son's baby pictures? She said, that's not your son. I said, yes, that is. I gave birth to him. I know who he is. She said, that's his son. And I was like, what? Hold on. No. Why am I just now hearing about this? So I contacted his friend who gave me Miss Rawlings' number. I called her and asked, we talked for a couple weeks, and I asked if I could see the baby. And she said yes. We were at a park. He was in a car or stroller. And I said hey to her. I said, but you know what I'm here for. And I went straight to the baby. Picked him up, had said, hey, Sugarfoot. And he smiled, and we played, and it was...
Now, I could reply to y'all now, because I could cut all of this out later. I may or may not cut it out, depending on how I feel. But I was saying, hold on, because I don't want to be skewing the sound in between it. You feel me? Because once I start talking, sometimes the background noise would drown out the video noise. But okay. Jen, what you mean maybe tomorrow? Maybe nothing. Spook was good. Understandable. Make sure y'all following. But we gonna get back to this video though, because there wasn't really much for me to say in that point.
I'm holding my grandson. I know it's mine. And I have pictures
I'd like to see those.
of both my babies.
And when you look at these pictures, what do you see?
My son.
Your son on the left, and that's Nathaniel on the right. And you really believe, as you look at those pictures, that's your grandson.
Yeah.
And as we take a look at the second picture, it's Mr. Kidd as a teen and Nathaniel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he has my lips.
And you think they look exactly alike, minus your lips, those are your lips.
He's got my lips.
Okay, so you look exactly alike. Miss Rawlings, you began to let Ms. Jenkins have visitation with the baby.
Me being me as a mother, and I wasn't able to grow up with my father. If Mr. Kidd can't see the moments that he's missing, at least his mom will be able to have them, and his family has some stories to tell.
Yes.
Just in case.
And I completely understand that. And it's truly a beautiful sentiment. But as you stand...
I don't understand it. I don't. Why are you even doing it? You just sat in the first episode, you said, not episode, you know what I mean. You just said he wasn't the father, so now you're giving him a chance to be the father. But matter of fact, I'm not even going to try to decipher it. I'm going to just listen.
And here at the defendant podium, you say you know Mr. Kidd is not your child's biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a manipulation tactic.
It was, as long as you were giving her what she wanted and needed at the time, it was okay. I've never one time been told I wasn't the grandmother. She did not ever say that she doubted full-heartedly that Kevin was the father. She said it's a possibility between this one guy and my son.
Seems like we got another one that's out there for the money. What are you talking about? She come for the fun. She come for the fun. She don't care about none of that other shit y'all talking about. Where is the money, Lysandra?
And as I sent her picture, she's like, yes, I believe it's Kevin's. It's Kevin's. It's gotta be.
Miss Rawlings, did the other guy, the other potential father, did he ever acknowledge that he could be the father or express interest in being in Nathaniel's life?
Yes, he did, because he was the one that actually told me to get a test to see if I was pregnant. And me and him we're sick together. And he actually reached back out to me because he had some other situations going on, looking at pictures, and he questioned it again. He was like, are you sure the other guy is your child's father? Because he looks like me. And going through pictures, that even his brothers said, yeah, he has our nose. He looks like us.
So the other guy thinks
Nathaniel
looks like him too?
Yes, and he favors his daughter.
And where is the other guy now?
Yeah, she got a type. We know now she got a type. No, she a sucker for light skin and hair or something. Because I said that baby looked like that dude. But if they're saying it could be the other dudes now, Shay was good. Crazy behavior.
He's in another state, but he
So
still
he's in
reaches
another
out.
state.
Yes, he still reaches out and check on him.
Okay, does he have a relationship with Nathaniel? Does he see him ever?
The other guy actually came to the hospital after I gave birth to Nathaniel, and they instantly, you seen it in his face and in Nathaniel's face, his face lit up. And even his brother was there and was like, yeah, man, that's your son.
The other guy?
Yes.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
No, because I didn't have my ID with me at the time.
So there's no one listed as father on Nathaniel's birth certificate?
No, Your Honor.
I had him for a period of time. You took him back. We went through that phase, and now we're back at the point where you're sending me pictures every day again, video chats every day. We speak every day. We text every day.
Miss Jenkins, you said you had the baby for a while. What do you mean by that?
She was going through a situation and got kicked out of where she lived because her choice of men are not just the greatest, I guess, in the world. He wasn't safe. She wasn't safe. She was trying to get her life together. She gave me the baby for a period of time with a
How long?
I had him for a month and a couple days. And I got a handwritten letter of custody.
Let me see that, Jerome.
No, it wasn't.
You said it was a handwritten letter of custody.
Temporary custody.
It was
because of the fact that I had got a job that was paying $10 an hour, and I didn't have anybody to watch him. And at the same time, trying to figure out who's going to watch my child, and me not knowing how I'm going to be able to feed my child, how he's going to take his bath. I chose it to where that since she was there, that my child
at that specific time, you did not have a job yet. You had already lost a job
I know,
2 days
and
before that. You gave
Let me read this letter. You wrote, I, Taneva Rawlings, the parent of Nathaniel Rawlings, I give Tammy Jenkins temporary physical custody of my son.
Because of the fact that once I told my stepmom, I came to the decision where when I lost the job because I didn't have a babysitter, and I wanted that job, so in order for me to be able to get on my feet, because I was also planning to go back to school and get everything situated, so I couldn't set up somebody to watch my child. So
I understand. Listen, Miss Rawlings, I can see you are a young woman. I can see you're a young girl. I understand that you got yourself in a situation, you were in a situation where you...
And you see how they be out here trying to give y'all grace, right? I'm not going to do that. Why didn't you just get a kid to one of the supposed pops? Why didn't you call one of them, be like, yo, I'm down bad, I need your help. You may or may not be the father. Let's figure it out to see which one of y'all could help me become a better person. Because at the end of the day, it is not wrong for you to say when. You just have to be gracious, respectful, and do what you say you're going to do as a person. But y'all could give a grace if y'all want to. I'm not.
And you were trying to do, I sincerely believe, what was best for your child. You basically, in that moment, trying to get your child to a safe place.
Yes.
All right. And so, Mr. Kidd, you presented evidence to the court in your paperwork that suggested you had another medical issue which would prevent you from impregnating Ms. Rawlings. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, the court wanted to get down to the bottom of this particular situation because we were very concerned about this information and wanted to be accurate in our assessment of it. So we've called upon one of our experts, Dr. Jamila Gator. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Gator into the courtroom? I'd like to ask her a couple questions.
Hey, doctor. Can I have you go up to this witness stand? Watch your step.
Hi, Dr. Gator.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here discussing the paternity of baby Nathaniel, and we have spoken with Mr. Kidd about a medical issue. What is your assessment of this particular medical situation?
So I think there's two separate issues here. There was an issue about RH blood incompatibility.
Yes.
And that has to do with a mother and a baby. And if there's different blood types between the father of the baby, positive and negative. But that really doesn't have anything to do with the ability to father a child.
Okay.
He had a separate issue, which was a childhood infection. And so there are various childhood infections, from mumps to repeated urinary tract infections to STIs like gonorrhea and chlamydia. Those can cause inflammation in the testicles, which then causes scarring and makes it difficult for you to emit sperm. So if the infection is appropriately treated, then the fertility rates are normal.
So you're saying that this condition he basically dealt with as a child, that does not necessarily preclude him from being able to father a child after this condition has passed, or...
Correct. After the infection has been treated. Correct. Only a small percentage of males will go on to have infertility from those childhood infections.
A small percentage.
Correct.
So, Ms. Rawlings, after you've heard the testimony of the doctor, does that change your mind in terms of your belief? Because when you came in, you don't really think he's the biological father.
No, ma'am.
And Ms. Jenkins and Mr. Kidd, if Nathaniel is proven not to be your biological child, grandchild, do you still want to maintain a relationship with him? And you were trying.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be devastated, because that's supposed to be my first child, and it's a boy. You know what I'm saying? I'll be around. I'll help out as much as I can, but I couldn't take care of him as if he was my child.
All right, I think I've heard enough. I'm ready for the results. Jerome? Thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read...
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to do it. I know I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have stopped it right here, but I did this in the last video, so I got to do it in this one and give my commentary beforehand. Because like I said, I didn't watch this, so I don't know what's about to happen. I'm thinking that it is his kid, but I'm pretty sure it's not his kid at the same time, because Shorty said that the other dude looked like him. You feel me? Who's more wrong in this situation? I would still say the dude, because how the hell you don't know what type of person that you're dealing with? Like, you knew that she was gonna be this messed up. If you didn't know, then she's a great goddamn liar. But if you just called her a pathological liar, she's been lying before you noticed. And that's before you probably even had a kid with her, and you still stood there and went with it. Why? I have no clue. We all do crazy shit when we feel we're in love. That's what they call it, right? Love. But nah, this all on you, my boy. I'm sorry. Yes, she has a part to play, but women always play off of us. So if we don't do some things, they won't do some things. And if we do some things, they'll do the same thing. But let go, because I kept y'all here for long enough.
As follows. In the case of Kidd versus Rawlings, when it comes to 10-month-old Nathaniel Rawlings, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Kidd, you are the father.
Yeah. I said that in the start. That baby looked like him. For real talk, yeah. That baby looked like him. Baby, the first picture, that baby looked like him. That's it. Even the mother said, yo, that's your baby. was like, you do have a type. She does have a type, and her type looks like him, but that one his. She's like, now this one came out of me, but that boy hype right now. I bet you he hype. I think we only got like 10 or 12 more seconds. I don't think, matter of fact, no, fuck it. We done right here. Y'all be great. And if you can't be great,